If you want to accomplish more, you have to believe more. As you do so, you begin to address the concepts of what's impossible and possible. Usually you find what you accept as possible and impossible is a byproduct of what you were told at an early age. The environment you were exposed to and whom you gravitate to gave you the basis for your belief system. So if you want to change it, challenge it. Don't trust the information you were given, and you can soar to new heights. So the bottom line of this is you have to address and actually begin to challenge those things. And all of us have some things in our lives that when we look at them, we're not too proud of them, we're not happy about them. And you wonder, how in the world can I get to where I am? Because you get to this certain place in life, and then all of a sudden, the same stuff starts creeping up. Have you ever noticed that even when you change jobs, change cities, change mates, you still are faced with some of the same similar issues? My mom used to say, if you go everywhere and you got a problem with everybody, it might not be everybody. It might be you. If you walk around and in every room you're in, you're like, something don't smell right. When you go in this room, oh my God, listen, I would advise you to check your shoes. Because you stepped in something and you're tracking it. And that's how life is. The first person you were really in love with that ripped your heart out and made you listen to Vivian Green over and over again and all the slow songs. When you get out of that situation, if you don't actually change your belief system, you're going to change mates and actually bring the same baggage into that next relationship. And it's going to be that same song, Here I Go Again. And it's just going to be a repeat of what you had in 06, 07, 08. And I don't know about you, but life is getting too short to actually keep repeating this stuff over and over again, right? So before I kind of get into some questions and talk a little more discussion, I want to talk about change and transition. My wife and I had a real good conversation about this a while ago. And she went to a seminar, came back, and she was sitting in the car, and she started talking about the difference between change and transition. And if you like me, they pretty much make the same thing to me. Change, transition, it all means something different, right? Not necessarily. The word change literally means when it's something that happens to you that's out of your scope of control. So, for instance, the weather change. Couldn't control it. How many people like summertime? Can't stand it. The colder the better. I have suede jackets I want to wear. I got scarves I've been waiting to rock all year. So I'm not big on the summertime. But it's changed. Now that happened. You couldn't control it. As much as you loved it, you couldn't control it. Transition is the psychological adjustment you make to what happened to you. So change is what happens to you. Transition is the psychological adjustment you make to what happened to you. It's how you reconcile what happened to you. So let's take some things that happen out of your control. You're attacked, you're abused, something bad happens. If you don't adjust your mindset to what happened to you, you'll live in a repetition of that change over and over again, and you're never in a place where you feel empowered or strong anymore. Let me jump back to the summertime. So summer's over. I guarantee you it's going to get cool next week and the week after. You still see women walking around in halter tops. They're going to see, it's going to be a mixture. They're going to have Uggs and short sleeve shirts. They're just going to... Only in Philly, I think. I don't know why. I didn't see that anywhere on the West Coast out there. But anyway, they're frustrated because what they love is gone, but they can't transition out of it. Now, on a different note, let's say you have a relationship. That relationship is over. They said, I don't love you no more. That's changed. It happened to you. Couldn't control it. If you could, you would have did something different, right? But you couldn't. So, I don't love you anymore. If you don't transition, you'll still function like that relationship is valid, and it's not. So, that's where restraining orders come in. A restraining order is simply somebody who didn't want to transition. You said, listen, dude, don't call me no more. Have you ever had that happen to you? No, thank God. Okay. Anybody have a real juicy stalker experience? Ooh. Ooh. Where? Okay. We got no wine here. All right. Here's the problem with stalkers. Stalkers can't accept transition. Stalkers don't know how to transition because they say, if I can't have you, can't nobody have you. Right? And they refuse to transition. And it's just as ignorant as if you got fired from a job and you showed up there next day with your briefcase like, no, it's okay, I still work here. No, know, we took your key fob for a reason. You don't have a desk here anymore. That means something changed, but you didn't transition. That's just like somebody is March and they sell Christmas ornaments up. You know why? Because they love Christmas and they changed. The season is gone. But they don't know how to transition out of it. Now let's be honest, has anybody in this room ever had a problem transitioning?